welcome back to World Builder. Since the last time, not much has happened here, and we are once again working on the swamp village here. So, I had a couple of ideas since the last episode, and that was mainly to remove the houses that were in that area that I just cleared out and make like a town square sort of thing. And that, I think, will make it look just a bit better, add a bit more variance to what's in the village right now, and I think that'll make it look better overall. So, what I'm doing here is building a wall, and this wall is very different from the other wall that I made over at the desert city, because this wall isn't meant to look like important or regal at all. It's just like wood set up to form a wall. And I decided to make it 2 blocks thick, where the back layer toward the village is higher up, and then the front layer has like supporting blocks. And I think that kind of helped give it the shape that I was looking for. But I didn't want to do that same supporting block stuff in the back, because that would take away from the space I have inside of the village to do things. So that's that. Um, yeah, as I build up the front part now, it really gives the wall more shape than if it was just 1 block thick, and I think it makes it look a lot better overall. So as we do that, I also decided to mix in some dark oak wood to the wall, and that really helps to get a different color in there. And honestly, as I'll say again later in the episode, mixing in random blocks that look similar to anything makes it look better. Like, literally anything. So I did it here with the dark oak and it looks better. I did it later, it looks better. So just keep that in mind. Mixing in random blocks that look the same makes anything look better. So would recommend that as a strategy to improve buildings without too much effort. Okay. So now it's time to work on the paths in the village. I wanted to do something that stood out, and I couldn't use coarse dirt or grass paths because we already used them. So I decided to go with podzol, and I really like it. um, it's like it blends in well enough to the grass and coarse dirt and path blocks, but it also stands out enough to where you could easily recognize it as a path. And that is really helpful. It looks good right now. So we go along this whole, all the red concrete and fill in the path that's going to exist. Um, so yeah. um, as we continue along this, not really sure what to say here. Oh, and I can talk about the houses a little bit. So, by the end of this episode, one of the houses will be built, and it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, it's not like a usual house, but I do feel that it, like, really captures what I'm going for, where, the village is really poor, and the owner of the village is, like, super rich and has all the stuff. Um, and I think, though, they go really well together to make the house, to make the feeling that I'm looking for in the village. So another problem that I guess I'll have is trying to figure out a way to merge the path I have here with a path that'll go on the docks. Because I wanted to use like spruce trapdoors and slabs for the docks, so I guess that kind of works. But I'll have to figure out a good transition between the podzol and that. Especially because I'll probably want to go up a block, so we'll have to see how that goes. um, but now that all the podzol is finished, we go back to my previous point of mixing in random blocks to everything makes it look better. So here I go adding in spruce wood planks to all the podzol. and slabs on any increases and decreases in the terrain. And that looks really good. Like adding slabs or stairs in any points and paths when you have hills makes them look really good in my opinion because it shows that like the path is like there and it's not just like jarring transitions between that. It also makes them easier to run up and down. So if you were to use this in like a survival world, where you'd be using the paths a lot, then it would make it easier for you to go up and down your paths if they have slabs or stairs on them. So would always recommend that. Um, it can be kind of hard to do unless you have like a block in your path that has slabs or stairs attached, which is part of why I decided to go with spruce wood. The other reason I went with spruce wood is because it has a nice color combination with the podzol, and they go together pretty well. So another thing to do here is mix in grass into the path. And the grass mixed in makes the path look a bit more ruined and not as like straight and even. Um, these are all things that I didn't do over at the desert city, and I should have done them. But I don't know. I have debates about that with myself, but I think my decision there was probably justified. So we made a very fast transition to this whole thing being done, and that is because I forgot to press the record button. So there you go. That's why. But here's the town square that I was talking about. I made it mostly out of coarse dirt and dirt, with a circle of podzol around the outside as where a path would be. And I really like the way that it connects the two paths that exist there, and it's like a central point in the village, so it really, really works well. So I wanted to put in like a statue, um, but I also wanted to find the center, so that took me a while, because the shape is very irregular. So I made a statue like this, and as I was building this, I'm like, oh, I have a great idea. So the owner of the village, like, got this statue for all his people, um, all the people in his village, but they never took care of it or anything. So now it's just completely ruined, filled with moss and cracked in some places and all that stuff. Um, and I really like that idea, so that's what I'm doing. But first, I have to, build the statue. So I wanted it to look like a guy was kneeling down, um, and I think I did that pretty well, especially because it was a four-block center. So I had to do something where the legs were separated, and I feel like kneeling is a great way to do that. The arms were kind of odd. They might be a little short and skinny, but I think they work overall. And the head, originally it didn't have a neck, but then I decided to do like a stair trick to make him have a neck, and you can see the finished statue there. And I like it. I think it is a good statue, very nice looking. Um, so I go in and mix in a bunch of different blocks, um, and this was made possible by 1.14, adding in stone stairs and andesite stairs and all that stuff, because otherwise the stairs that I used would all just be stone, brick, and cobblestone. But I was able to mix in andesite and stone now because of the 1.14 update. So that was very nice. I was also able to mix in andesite, mossy cobble, mossy stone brick, cobblestone, stone, cracked stone brick, all these things into the statue to really give it that ruined sort of feel. I also put a little arch over the entranceway to the village because I like the way that looks. So now we go on to building a house. And this is a style of house that will be present all over the village, um, with the same sort of roof and everything, except for the house on the hill. Um, but again, here, like it's brown, like it looks okay, but then you mix in another color of clay, and it's like, wow, that looks way better already. And what did you do? Basically nothing. So it's a good idea. I then add in some windows and stairs into the walls to really show that it's like, bricks are missing from the house, and it just looks a lot better that way. And with that, I'm going to leave this here. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave any feedback you have for me, and I'll see all of you later. Bye.